All right. Let's see what happens today. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully, we will have signal. Hopefully. And we are going to work on some keychains today. And I wanted to show you this as well. We're getting there. This is going to be the next pattern. So I wanted to show you guys this because it's finally finished. It's going to be a 9-inch pattern that I'm going to do a downloadable step-by-step thing like I've done for my other patterns. So there's going to be a step-by-step tutorial on doing this. Aw, thank you, Anna. How are ya? So this is going to be the next one. So I'm just so excited. I still have to write it all up, and that's going to take a couple of days, but I'm really happy with how well it turned out. I still might add some top dots, or top swoops, I should say, on the purple, because it seems like it's a little bit dark, but might not really need it either. So we'll see. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Anna. I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for asking. So, this is what I'm working on next, is to get this written up. And then tonight, we are going to play with some resin, some UV resin. Because I got myself some resin, some UV resin from J. Diction. And I've got my little UV light here. So we're going to try this out and see how this goes. Oh, that's so kind, Anna. Hi, Emily. How you doing? Good to see you. Can you guys see me okay? Like, do we have good signal? Patty, how is the signal today? Is it cutting out? Can you hear me? Is it choppy? How are we doing today? Let me know how we're doing, guys. Hopefully, Deborah, just the woman I want to see. Excellent, Patty. Yes. Hold on, Deborah. Don't go anywhere. Remember the painting? The round painting? I did a box. So, I still have to do the hardware and I still have to do the inside of it. But look. It's going to have black silk interior. Isn't she pretty? Right? As soon as I got it finished, I'm like, I have to message Deborah, and I just haven't done it yet, so I'm so glad that you popped in. So I'm going to be going to get some black satin I'm going to create some inserts to line the inside with satin, and then I've got little gold clippy hardware that's going to go on here as well. So this is almost done. This took about a month to work on. It was pretty slow, but yeah, it was destiny, wasn't it? Everything seems fine, Emily. That's amazing. I'm so glad because I have so missed going live here on TikTok, and I was so concerned that this wasn't going to go well today. So I'm so happy. Yay! And I missed being live here on TikTok. So for those of you who are new, and I just looked up, we had 222 likes. That was really cool. I like seeing the angel numbers like that. But anyways, for the past 2 weeks, I've tried like 4 different times to go live here on TikTok, and there's been a ton of issues. So I am thrilled to death that we're looking good so far. Excellent, Donna. I'm so glad it's clear and perfect there too. Wonderful. Hi, Carolyn. How you doing, love? Sending you so much love. You watch all the time? Oh, Deborah, I love you too. I missed you. Hi, Doris. All right, so we're going to play with UV resin, okay? So the box is almost done. I've got to do the inserts. I'm going to play with the idea of auctioning them off on my site along with the terracotta plates. This is going to be the next pattern, you guys. I just have to type it up. but this is going to be the next downloadable pattern. Should be ready. I'm hoping to have it ready sometime tomorrow night, but that might be a tad ambitious, so it might be Sunday. But this is going to be the next pattern. Let you see it up close there because that's dark purple in there. So this one is going to be another one. I still have to finish the edge before I can put this one up for auction. And then I've got a little bit left on this one. Oh, thank you, Miriam. A little tiny bit left on this one to do. See how there's little gold dots in between all of those colored dots there? Well, that's only completed on about a third of the distance around. So I've got to put the little gold dots on the remaining 2/3 going around the edge. And then this one. So we're going to play with the auctions. I have no sweet clue what the hell I'm doing with them. So this could go really well or really, really badly. But we're going to try it. What the hell, right? We'll see what happens. I have no idea how it's going to happen yet, where it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. But I promise I will give lots and lots of updates before that does. Thank you, Doris. All right. Oh, and I feel like I'm finishing projects all over the place here. I finished the green candle holder. So this was a variation on my Quest pattern that was originally first done on an incense holder. So this one is done now. I just need to varnish the bottom and put some felt on the bottom to protect countertops and tabletops. And then this one will be ready to go into my shop soon as well. And in case anybody here requested the metallic red on the mug, I did finish that as well. It looks very similar to the pink. So I'm going to try a couple other reds to see how they can look different, but they're very, very similar. This one looks a lot more red as long as the pink is nowhere in sight. So I'm going to keep working on those. And I do want to give you guys kind of a little sneak peek or a little insider information. At some point in the next week, I will be opening up custom orders for those mugs. So I will give the option for what color mug you want, black or white, and then I will give some options for the paint colors. It won't be full custom like, hey, tell me what you want and I'll do it. It's, hey, if you want to order a pink one, a blue one, and a purple one, I'll paint them for you and you can order them that way. So I'm going to have a limited number of colors that are available. And of course the 2 different colored mugs, but I'm going to open up custom orders again. So, holy shit, we've only been here 5 minutes and we're at 1.6 thousand likes. Thanks, guys. You're amazing. I used to do custom orders all the time, found that I really wasn't enjoying them. And so I don't know how long I'm going to leave custom orders open. And I'm probably only going to release them at like 10 at a time. So I don't know how long they'll be open. I might do 1 round of 10 and say, yep, nope, never doing that again. I have no idea. But as of right now, the idea of paying my bills sounds really fun too. So we're going to give that a shot. So now let's bring you up to speed with these keychains. So I got the UV resin. I got it off of Amazon from a company called J Diction. Okay, and so we are going to play with this. I'm going off of the instructions. So the instructions that I have is that I should be able to put it in underneath the UV light for 1 minute and then set it aside for 5 to 8 minutes. And then it should be hardened and able to be touched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the 1 minute and set aside, and then I'm going to try another one with the 2 minute, because there is a 2 minute option, and stick it off to the side as well. And then just see which one feels like it cures a little bit better. Now, I had my instruction. There it is. So the instructions tell me that... where is it? If the thickness of the craft you want to make exceeds 1 centimeter, please perform the UV irradiation 5 to 8 times. So that's, to me, if I was making something this thick. I'm just putting a real thin layer over the top of this. So We shouldn't need anywhere near that much. So I got a little small container. I've got a few keychains, and I figured we'll give them a shot because they might be good by the end of this live, which would be really cool. Hi, Sharon. Oh, thanks, Devil's Angel. I have no idea what I'm doing, right? So just remember, this is my experimentation, and if there's something valuable for you in it, then that's amazing. I'm so, so glad. But I'm really excited about this because this could be, I'm kind of on the lookout for different ways that I can make my life easier as far as running this as my business. And having UV resin for smaller projects like this that I can cure and have fully cured and ready to go in less than half an hour, compared to using art resin, which is what I use on my big pieces like tables, and it's worked wonderful. I used to use it on necklace pendants, but you have to let it set to cure for 24 hours before you can even touch it. And so when I'm doing a big piece, that's great, but when it's a bunch of little pieces, it wasn't a lot of fun. Let's just say that. So I'm hoping that this is going to be an option there. Did I say something different, Kat? Did I say something different other than keychain? I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so excited. Okay, so it comes in this little bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring... How can I get my camera down here? Let's see. All right. I might bump the camera. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But let's see. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I see a guideline that I didn't erase. Hold on. I use watercolor pencil crayons to do my guidelines. So there we go. I'm just going to set that aside. We'll pull in a different one. Let's pull in this one, and we'll do resin on this one. You just came on, you missed the first part. I was a babbling mess at the beginning. I haven't stopped talking since. So I'm going to start with just a real small amount, and I'm going to push it out to the edges and see how far this goes. So I'm going to try and dome it too by bringing it just to the edge. So I'm definitely going to need more. Now I have seen some artists just kind of brush on a very, very thin layer just for protection, but I want to have it kind of smooth. Now a really thin layer could come in really handy if you want, if you've created something that's a really nice tactile feel, right? Like if your dots and your swoops had a lot of bumps, then you could definitely do your resin layer very, very thin to maintain the bumps, right? I'm just going to put a bit more on here to maintain those bumps. Now, I also think that my table's not level, so that might be part of it. Hopefully you guys can see okay. This is my first time ever using UV resin, so I literally am flying by the seat of my pants here, okay? So we are learning together. All right. This is going to be so freaking cool if this is fully cured in like 10-15 minutes. That's going to be so neat. So I'm trying not to let the resin go over the edge because I don't want it to coat the edge. I just want it to come up to the edge right now. Oops, I need a bit more here. I'm just going to keep spinning it. Sorry, I can't see the comments right now while I'm kind of focused on this, but I will come back to the comments and scroll back and catch up on what I've missed, okay? So just know that if I haven't answered your question or comment yet, I promise I'm not ignoring you. All right, now I need to go grab my torch real quick. I'll be right back. I'm coming. I have no idea if there's any bubbles on there, but looks good. I'm actually going to put a little bit more on because there's a couple little potholes. Okay. Make sure it's on the edge. All right, so now I'm going to put the light over and we'll see what happens. So it says to do one round, then set it aside for 5 to 8 minutes. So we're going to do that and we're going to see how that works. And if we need to do another round, then we will do that too. But oh my God, the idea that this could be already cured in less than 10 minutes. Oh my God. I am absolutely giddy. I have those keychains, but I also have these little round discs that were nice and thick that I got from Michael's. They don't have any holes in them or anything. They actually have a little dimple on the back there that I would need to fill with either a little bit of resin or like some wood putty or something, because otherwise when you paint on it, the paint sinks in like it does in the middle of that paw print. But it's not too often that you find these nice rounded edges and everything like that. So I bought them anyway, thinking I'll make kind of tokens. All right, so that's says it's done. So I'm gonna move it off to the side. It is 8:45, so we will check again in a little. Let's do the paw print. I'm so glad you think it's so good. Oh, you like them, Kat? That's so amazing. How are you doing? What are you working on? Yeah, the excitement is just so fun when something new can work out, right? I'm so glad you think it's cool too, because I'm so excited. All right. So this time I'm going to be a little more generous with the resin at the start, because I remembered how much I put on the last one. So I'm just going to slowly coax it out to the corner, to the edge. I don't want it to go over the edge. And then I'm just going to keep spinning it. There is a little bit of a smell, but it's not, I don't find it overpowering. If you are sensitive to smells, you might want to make sure you're doing this in a ventilated area. I mean, I'm in a ventilated area in that I'm in a room with the window open, but I am still kind of right over top of it. So take your own precautions of what you feel comfortable with. I'm not really noticing it, but then again, after a full day of working with it, who knows what you'd be feeling, right? I have this wonderful little daydream that I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna paint like 15 keychains in one day and then sit and do this. and they'd all be ready like the next day to go in my shop. Like that just sounds like such a whole other world than anything I do. Everything I do, I have to wait until it's actually completely done, right? All right, torch it. I'm gonna actually just move this for a second. I wanna move the silicone mat. Boop. Ooh, little flame there, that's fun. So we don't need this up as high. Much better. Okay. I still probably overdid it, but that's okay. Oh, jeez. There's a few bubbles right in the middle there. Oh, it's continuing to bubble. All right, well, let's see what happens with this. So I've got a little section here that's got a lot of bubbles. So I'm guessing that it must cause issues when I torch it, maybe. So let's turn the heat down even lower. Or maybe it needs to be up a bit higher. Gone. Beautiful. Okay. Just wasn't hot enough. All right. So now I'm going to bring this back over here. It has been 4 minutes so far since the last one. I haven't touched it yet. I'm not going to touch it until it's been the 5 to 8 minutes, just to be on the safe side. Hi, Tammy. I'm scrolling back. I'm scrolling back. I'm scrolling back. Hi, Sue. How you doing? Hello, Shaz in Australia. Hello back from Canada. I'm just outside of Toronto. How's it going, Tammy? Kat started designing crochet tops and I'm designing freehand, meaning, oh, that's so amazing. That's so exciting, Kat. I'm excited for you. All right, I'm scrolling back. So, oh, thank you, Sydney. This is just a little token. It's just a little wood circle. They come looking like wood. I've already painted them. What's just this? Oops. Just this. Oh, stop. Stop. Keeps thinking I'm swiping. It's just this little wood pendant, a little wood circle. Doesn't have any holes in it or anything. You could totally make it into a pendant. I kind of like the idea of having it as like a little token to carry in my pocket. Something like that. But, so I'm using UV resin for the very first time. I've never used it before, so I'm trying it on a few different projects to see how it works and how the UV curing works and what that does for speeding up processes and all that good stuff. Ah, you were on Jenna's live? Nice. You're in Ottawa, Sydney? That's amazing. Not too far at all. Summer equals no work. You're fabulous. Good for you, Tammy. That's amazing. I think they'll be really cool. I kind of like the idea of having a little token with a dog paw print in it to take around with me, like I'm keeping my pet with me. Like, there's different little things like that I'd like to do. You're not too late at all, Christine. Only 20 minutes? The keychains are really, really fun. So, let's get some resin on this one. Because then we will be at the time where we can check the first one that we tried. So for now, I always do love the look of being able to kind of like see through this little mirror. So I don't want it to go over the edge. I'm just trying to coax it to go near the edge and go just to the edge. It's called doming. On my other projects, this is my first time using UV resin. Like I said, I've only ever used art resin before, which is a wonderful product, and it's worked perfectly for my tables. And I used to make necklace pendants out of them as well. The thing that I found an issue is that if I'm getting ready for a big project, I'm already starting to kind of move stuff around to prepare for where I'm going to do the finishing. Because I'm going to know that, especially if I've decided it's going to be resin, I've started to clear a nice big spot, gathered everything I need to create like a nice canopy to give it some protection, and be able to just kind of start to prep for that. Whereas the little things, for some reason, mentally for me, it just doesn't, I'm not in that kind of a prep mode. The little things I kind of look at as they'd be so nice to be the things that I could just pick up and do whenever I have time. And when I'm using art resin, I have to let it sit covered for 24 hours just for the beginning of the curing process. And this, I think, is going to do it for us for like less than 15-20 minutes, which is super freaking cool. So I'm gonna find something to put under this as well. I'm seeing that the keychain is lifting up one end, right? So in order for this to cure level, I'm gonna want to support and lift up the bottom end, or the end away from the actual keychain part. I'm gonna want to lift it up so that it is elevated for and so that the UV resin ends up being level too. So I'm just gonna that looks like it worked pretty good. The technical way of doing things. I'm a professional. And actually, I want to bring this over a little more. Crap, there's bubbles. I need to torch it first. All right, so we're going to torch it real quick. Whoop. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to start having supplies like toothpicks and stuff around again soon. All right, so that one is on. Let's have a quick look. Shut up, is that really? No way. No way. I can't get the damn rubber gloves off. My hands are so sweaty already. Blech. I'm gonna have to go grab another one out of the bathroom. In a minute. I'm gonna need to put this glove back on, but I wanna test this keychain. So I just picked up the green keychain, which was the first one that we did. So we are going to, I went to touch it and I thought for sure it was still wet. And it is not. So I just want to feel it with my own hands. So I'm in the process right now of turning a glove right side out again. And it may be a futile attempt, but I'm still going to try it. So bear with me one sec. This is crazy. I think I'm just gonna have to go get another glove. Or no, I'll be able to. I'll be good now. All right, so here is the green one. Look how shiny. Not high enough, but it's a little tacky, but it's, can you hear that? So what we saw right here, I don't know if you can see those little imperfections here, aren't actually bubbles. It's where the paint was up higher and I didn't have enough resin to cover it. Probably because it wasn't sitting level just like this other one was. All right, so we're gonna put this one aside now. What about this one? This one's good. This one's completely good. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh my God. Blow what? What am I blowing in? What am I blowing in it? Oh, in the glove? Oh, sorry. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So sorry. It's good now. It's out. All right, so I'm going to set these aside. Like, this is crazy to me. Crazy. Let's try again. With another couple. Pieces of cardboard to keep it level. Oops. All right, let's try again. There we go. We're good as gold. That is crazy though. Like I could probably put another, I would probably put another thin layer on this just because then that'll really smooth it off. This is crazy. Yeah, it is. It's like gel nails. This is bananas. Ooh. Okay, let's come back here. Let's zoom in. Let's tilt this. I feel like I should message Ish. She's going to be upset if she misses resin. So a little bit more resin than on the first keychain because we had those bumps, but that's something I can kind of keep an eye on as I'm moving the paint around to see where the paint is, or the resin is thinner and where it might not completely cover the dots. Now again, I could do a super thin coat and then the texture of the dots would still be able to be felt, right? You know what I should do? I really need to put this silicone pad on my Lazy Susan so that I can turn this around without removing the level. I still haven't even finished painting the edge on this one. Okay, so I apologize, I can't see the comments right now, but I will come back and scroll back and catch up on what I've missed. In the meantime, if you're new here, my name is Jamie. I am a mandala artist. I like to teach people how to do these mandalas, and I want to learn more new ways to do this and I want to get into more of the deep meaning behind them. It's really very therapeutic, very meditative. If it's something that you enjoy, it's something you can really kind of disappear into hours. I find that the repetition and the detail, I find the symmetry incredibly soothing and satisfying, but I find the repetition very meditative and relaxing. So if you're interested in giving this a shot, I try to go live a bunch of times during the week. I pin my live schedule on my profile on Sundays. I'll put a little bit more on here. And then I also have a YouTube channel that has a bunch of videos and free tutorials on it if you want to check them out. If you like some of my designs, there's a few downloadable patterns on my website, but just know that hanging out here with me does not cost you a penny. There is nothing that you need to buy. There is nothing that you need to do. If you want to hang with us and talk about different ideas, different color combos, sit and just chill out and hang out with some good people, then that's the ultimate goal here. So if you are here, if this is your first time here with us, I always say with us, because this isn't with me, this is everybody here that makes up this community. If it's your first time here with us, just know that you're welcome. You don't have to be or do anything in particular to show up here. You show up however you are feeling on any given day, and you have a place here. Right? Isn't it crazy, Donna? Hi, Jenna. I'm playing with resin, Jenna. You'd be so proud of me. No way, it's Skywalker. How are you? What's new? Hi, Crystal. I know I haven't seen it. Hello, my love. Dare to Sparkle is hosting TumblrCon. I know I'm not getting the name right, but it's basically an online conference, and I'm going to be teaching a workshop there. It's going to be in September, so I'll post lots of details there. It's going to be cool, but it's all going to be online. Look at all the love. Okay, I'm scrolling back because I'm still trying to catch up, so sorry. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? I know, right? It was a perfect seamless transition jumping from your live to us. How you finally bought the stemless glasses? Oh, that's going to be amazing, Christine. If you need any help, you let me know. It's okay, Jennifer. No worries at all. All right. So that one is another one done. So we will set that over here. This is freaking crazy. Now this one has some weird bubbling stuff happening over here. I don't quite know what that is. I don't know if you can see that over here. I'm guessing it's from when I torched it too hot. You see in between these dots here how it's kind of cloudy? There we go. You can see it there. See that cloudiness? I'm guessing that's around the area where I had the issue with the bubbles. So we'll redo this one again, but this is all experimentation, right? We're going to see how it goes. It is UV resin. Shit's getting real, Christine. That's amazing. And I'm doing good, Jennifer. Thank you so much for asking. And I'm glad you're doing good. Yeah, the keychains are a lot of fun. All right, so let's try this one. Let's keep going. So let's zoom back in again so you guys can see the close-ups. That might have been too much. Now, I've seen people paint the resin on in that really thin layer that we talked about at the beginning. I might do that for the sides after both of the faces are done, because I'm going to make it a double-sided keychain. But I'm not 100% sure. I think the other trick is going to be keeping the amount of resin uniform on both sides of the keychain is gonna have an impact. Maybe only a tiny one, but still a bit of one, I think. So I'm just trying to coax it to the edge and stop before I push it all the way over the edge. This is called doming. So I've only ever worked with art resin before. This is my first time working with UV resin. It is J Diction brand. They do have a Facebook group. And I got it off of Amazon. All right, so now I need to torch this, but I need to move this cardboard that I've got underneath. There we go. I think we're good. I don't see any others. There's really not a ton of bubbling, which is nice, right? Because we don't have to mix it. All right, let me... Oh, is that what it is? So it might be better to do a varnish and then the resin, eh? That might be a really good idea. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks, Jenna. I wouldn't have thought of that. So helpful. Thank you. All right. Ooh, now it's getting a little stinky. But we have resined 3 keychains, a pendant, and the 4th keychain is underneath the light right now. Here's this one. Look at all nice and shiny. That is super freaking cool. Now, again, it might have been a little thin. I might have worked with it a little too long. I think I didn't put quite enough on. I think, again, the dots are coming up through the resin, but... No, I didn't mean to leave the cardboard out. It just happened. I think the ones that I put a little bit more resin on are going to have a nicer, more glassy finish. But frig, that's pretty. Oh my god. This is so freaking cool. So cool. I'm gonna make so many keychains and I'm gonna start making necklace pendants and stuff too. Ah! Whoop. Let me scroll back. Yeah, it ruined quite a few pieces before I realized it. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's good to know. You doing okay, Sue? Did I miss any comments? I'm sending you lots of love. It's good to see ya. Thank you, Laura. Do I have a small fan? Unfortunately not, but you know what? The next time I'm at the dollar store, I will pick one up and blow that towards the window. That's a really, really good idea. Thanks, Carolyn. Yeah, they really are satisfying, aren't they? And just the fact that I'm like, I can do this and then put it under the light and then it's actually done already. Like, even if I have to leave it for a half hour, so it's really, really done, you know? Like, the fact that it's done. This is crazy. I don't have to set it up and balance things and put Tupperwares and canopies over top to get it to cure for 24 hours. Aw, thanks, Marianne. Lots of love to you, too. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to have to order another one of these bottles soon because I think I'm going to use so much of this stuff that I'm going to run out pretty quickly. And I'm okay with that because this is so much freaking fun. I can hardly stand it. One big bubble. All right. So yeah, I think the thicker the paint, the more of a glassy surface I'm going to get, just because I'm not going to be competing with the layers of paint that are pushing up through that can have that texture. So again, remember that if you want to feel the texture, super thin layer, like very, very, very thin, I'll try that with, I'll do one that has some texture to it, and we'll try that with one with just a really thin brushed on layer and see how the UV resin does with that. But my stars, this is promising. This is great. This is so freaking cool. I'm so giddy. Like, this is the best $36 I've ever spent. And I need to update my affiliate links. Because, damn, this is amazing. Go do it. Go get some. Go get some. All right, so I'm going to try and hold this All right, so we're going to put the cardboard back under, help keep it level. It's amazing how just a couple little pieces of cardboard can make such difference, but it does. There we go. Yeah, this kit was $36 plus tax, so tax and delivery was $41, I think. Ah, thanks, Carolyn. Yeah, this is cool. This is super friggin' cool. I'm really, really, really happy right now. I'll have to get a lighter. I don't have one. But thank you for the suggestion, SJ Doodles. You're not listening to me because you don't want to spend any more money. Yep, the light came with it. It was the light. It came with some little measuring cups. It came with the little stir stick thingies. And it came with the bottle of resin. Crazy, eh? All right, we've got one more that is ready to go. And then we'll start painting some more. All right, so we got this one. That's lots of metallics. So let's get this dude nice and shiny. Can't buy anything else. Grab yourself a doming mat. What? All right. Thanks, Jenna. Didn't know that even existed. Thank you, thank you. All right. It's almost like a magnifying glass, eh? The resin. So maybe that's what I'll do is I'll make sure I put on a sealer before I put on the resin, just in case, like Jenna mentioned, that the wood decides to release some air bubbles, which makes sense to me on the little token, the paw print token, because I didn't do too many coats of the base color. And I didn't seal it with anything after. So that might be just a fail-safe to put in place, to put a sealer on just to be safe before putting the resin on. So we'll watch that. So then in theory, once they're fully cured, then I should be able to flip them over and paint the other side, which would be super freaking cool. And this one doesn't have any bubbles, so we will just ding, ding, ding. Looks like a honeycomb. Oh, cool. I'm totally gonna go look at that. I'm gonna order one when I order my next bottle of the resin, because that will be very, very soon. Provided I sell some of the keychains that I paint, so I'm gonna need you guys to help me spread the word that these keychains are available. You don't have to buy one, it's totally okay, but tell people that I've got them. Once I list them, I'll let you know. I'll give you the heads up, because then I can afford to go buy more. It does give it a 3D look, eh? Yeah, this one I did just kind of off. I had intended to send it to a friend of mine, but I ended up sending her a different one instead. Not one that was resined, though, so I might send her this one after anyway. Thank you, Grandma Fish Rodriguez. No, can't. It's under the lamp. It was curing. There we go. Had to wait for the lamp to go out. So now this is the hard coating that we are going to wait for 5 to 8 minutes, and then it should be nice and solid like this one. So this is the one that has the bubbles. So, okay, so I don't have anything else to resin, right? Okay, so we're done everything for resining tonight. You love it when I say A? I say it all the time too, don't I? Not sure if Resin Rockers ships to Canada, but I swear by their UV resin. Okay, cool. Oh, thanks, Jenna. I will totally check that out. I'm going to write that down. Resin Rockers. UV. As per Jenna. Okay. You need to talk to them and get an affiliate deal with them. Keep telling people how much you love it. So this is smooth. This is so cool. The only reason my hand is sticking on it at all is because my hands are sweaty. This is crazy. It's totally good, Marianne. So there's that one. This one, I could go with another layer because there's some of the paint that's coming up through. I probably could have done that now. I don't want to try and put those gloves back on again. You know what I'll do? I've got a disposable glove. Let's do these ones again. Let's do a second row, a second layer on this one, and then the other one. Fantastic, Jenna. That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. Perfect. I will take a look. Thank you. So I'm just going to do a super thin coat. Like not a ton here. Just enough to hopefully cover those last little bumps. And I will definitely have to get a lighter because that would 100% be easier than the torch. But I only have one lighter right now, and if I take it out of where it is, I do not trust myself to remember to put it back where it's supposed to be. So I will get myself a dedicated lighter for this purpose. Oh my God, this is so fun. This is so much freaking fun. I am having so much fun finding so much success with these things that I was putting a lot of hope into that they were going to work the way that I hoped. This is so friggin' cool. All right. So yeah, this needs to go up a little bit more. Like so. Maybe. All right. Let's do this one again. Lots of love to you too, Marianne. Thanks for popping by to hang out for a little while. For everybody else, we are going to be here for another hour and 10 minutes. We'll be here. I'm going to stay live until 10:30 Eastern. And thanks for the 5,500 likes, you guys. You guys are rock stars. Thank you. So, for a completely brand new process to me, I am thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I'm afraid I'm going to be a tad addicted. But good news is that I've got 60 keychains to paint and about 15 to 20 of these little discs. So I have a few that are prepped. Some of these will need a second design on them. So just for my own paranoia, I think I'm going to leave them until tomorrow before I flip them over and put any kind of pressure on them, just to make sure. But like this one needs a design on the other side. There's a bunch of them that do. So I'm gonna probably err on the side of caution for a lot of them. Oh, that one had bubbles. Shit. All right, that's okay. That's all right. So let's try this one. Now this one has the other side painted already. So this one I would probably flip over and do the resin on anytime, but again, still learning. This is literally the first time I've ever touched the stuff, so we are winging it. Completely and totally winging it. Trying to see it at all the different angles to make sure it's leveling out properly. Yeah, I think next time I would put this mat on my Lazy Susan so I can use my Lazy Susan to spin it around for me. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any bubbles. I don't see any. All right. This is so cool. So this is what we got under here. All right, so then we're gonna paint a few more of these tonight. This is so freaking cool. Yeah. Yep. This is good. This is good. I have some practice to do on the doming, but you can see kind of the edges are a little bit rough and jagged, but then once I resin around the outside as well, I think that'll make a difference. Oh, got a little cut in my nail there. How is the sound? Are we still doing good with the sound and everything tonight, you guys? All right, so I'm gonna sit this one aside and we're gonna see what happens. Let me know how we're doing with that sound, if we're still good. All right. So, sponge, we're doing great. Awesome, Carolyn. That's wonderful news. Wonderful news. All right, so we are going to start a new keychain. Good for sound, still excellent. Wonderful. Video, are we lagging at all, or are we doing all right? I burnish the edge of this just because it helps me see it. So when I'm centering everything and going to find my center, I find this is the way that I can see everything. So I just kind of burnish that edge. And we're going to try to do this the easy way tonight by using all this guy. No, I think it was this guy. No, it was this guy. So this guy goes here, and here, and here, and here. There we go. That is so wonderful. I'm so glad. I've missed being able to be live here on TikTok, so I am super freaking excited that it is working properly again. Hooray! I was afraid that I was gonna have to start streaming using, like normally I put my phone in airplane mode, and then only, use Wi-Fi, not use my data as well. But we're having that issue. And I was really nervous that I was gonna have to. I feel like that's way off. I feel like that's too low. You guys seeing that too? Sorry, I gotta sharpen my pencil here. I feel like that midline, the horizontal midline, is too low, and that when I do this circle, it's not going to be centered. So let's try it and find out. Let's see if that goes there. Okay, so it's not. All right, so we need to go up a little bit. Up there. All right. We're going to use the colors from the Phoenix design. And we're going to wing this too. See what we come up with. All right, so instead of, on the Phoenix design, I used a solid purple, but this time I'm going to use this metallic purple. It's the one that I used for the mug, but I really, really, really want to use it with these other paints. So we are going to start with a purple center dot. Okay, so we are going to go with a size 8, 9, 9, 9. We'll go with a 9. Size 9. All right. So when you get a little bit of a nipple in the middle of your dot, you can move the paint around so that it kind of gives you a bit of a smoother dot. I'm going to start with this one. All right, let's zoom in here. Isn't that pretty? Can you see the metallic from there? Oh, it's so freaking pretty. So freaking pretty. All right, so now we go red. Isn't it great, Patty? Oh, that's what Facebook censored yesterday, right? That was so ridiculous. Poor Christine had her comments on the live yesterday censored. She said the word nipple. I love this color combo too, Patty. It's one of these ones that I now want to do every pattern that I've ever done with these colors, just to see how it would look, and do like a whole series of pieces in this color scheme, because it's just so friggin' delicious. All right, now we are going to orange. I'm going to use the same size tool because the orange paint is a little thicker. No, not thick enough. Okay, so we're going to go up a size. I'm going to wait and redo that one after, once it's dried a bit more. Unless you catch it like right away, the edges of your dot start to dry almost immediately. So if you go back in after, you might find that you have some frustration in trying to dot over top of what you think is a wet dot. Only to have it go kind of all gummy on you. So if you wait though until it's dry, completely dry, then when you do go to dot over top of it, then it won't kind of go all funky on you. So that one little teeny tiny orange dot will get redone. I know, isn't it ridiculous? So ridiculous, eh? All right, I'm gonna try again, thinking that the yellow is thicker, so we're gonna stick with the same tool. And it is thicker, but not thick enough, so we're gonna probably end up doing the same thing with this one later. Yes, that's better. Mm-hmm. You know what I should have done? All right, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a 4 and a 4. I'm just gonna make these bigger. Probably still should have waited until they were dry. It's fine, because I'm gonna fix them. You wait and see. All of that funky stuff that's happening there, we're gonna fix it, and it's gonna be fine. Okay, number 1. Number 2. Oh, spy copter's going by. There we go. Now we are going back to the orange. Oh, and I just remembered I'm lining them up with some guidelines that are off center. So that's crazy. This should be a good amount of space to be able to do a row of red walking dots and a row of purple walking dots. And once all this is good to go, we are also going to add in some gold. Now, I have a feeling that this is incredibly off center, so I don't know how this is going to work. So we're gonna keep giving it a shot, though. We're gonna see what happens. Okay. So now using red, go in with a slightly larger tool. And let's see here. So I'm going to keep in nice and close. I'm going to put out here. I'm going to slowly start trying to even this out. So I'm going to just make these ones a little bit see how this does for us. Oops, sorry, went off camera again. I managed to do that an awful lot, eh? Oops, those ones ran together. Whoops. All right. Mm-hmm. Not quite enough paint there. All right, now we go back to the purple. Oh, I should probably put the lid on my resin. So now we go back to purple. And for purple, we are going here. Oops, that's way too much paint. All right, I think I kind of evened it out. I think we're doing all right again now. Sorry. God, I'm so bad for that. These are the Phoenix colors. Do you want to see the Phoenix design? It's done. I just have to type it up and get it ready. But if you would like to see it, I will show it to you. Now, I didn't use this metallic purple in the Phoenix design, although I am very much considering creating some top dots and top swoops with this color, but we'll see. When I'm done this, I will bring it out so you can see it. I have a feeling, like I said, that I'm going to be addicted to painting these keychains for a while. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of these over the next little while. Oops, way too much paint. All right. All right. So now we are going to, of course, you know we're going to do swoops, right? Like, you know that. You know that that's what's going to happen. Which one are we going to use? Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of these tools away that I don't need right now for a second to make some space. And then I will grab the Phoenix design and show you. And we'll take another quick look at these keychains that we've already done. So this one now, look at that. Cured and no bubbles. Look how shiny. Oh! And glass hard as a rock. This one's beautiful. Ooh. So I gotta paint the other side of that one. This one definitely had a couple of bubbles in it, but otherwise looked pretty darn good. And then let's look at this one. Perfection again. It's like the second coat really does it. I did have a bubble there that I missed though. But still good for practice. This one turned out really nicely. Look at that. It's so shiny. Oh, it looks so good. A little bit of bubbling in there. So again, could be like Jenna mentioned from the air coming up from the wood, getting released into the resin. So I'm going to start putting just a thin coat of varnish on these before I resin them. This one I love. These are the Flash Metallics. It's friggin' gorgeous. Friggin' gorgeous. So I'll do the other side of this one too. So all of these will be double-sided. And then this one, love it. And then this one already has the other side done. I just have to resin it now. This one's still a little tacky, so I'll let that sit, but that was the most recent one. And then again, this is the little paw print that we did at the beginning. But it feels like the second coat is what really, really kind of brings it all to a nice shiny finish. Okay, so the Phoenix design is this one. So this is going to be the next pattern. This is our next pattern. So it is done being painted. I now need to go and do all of the step-by-step instructions. Let me bring this down so you can see the purple in it. So this is the next one that's coming out. Yeah, the Flash one looks cool, eh? Yeah, this is the first time I've used the Flash Metallics other than the very first time that I tried them out, and I am absolutely loving them for this. So I think I'm going to be using them for a lot more. Now, I did have to thin them down quite a bit with some pouring medium, but I don't know. Who cares? It's fine. Kame came. I don't know. Please let me know if I'm saying your name incorrectly. I apologize. But hi. I'm so glad you like them. You got me painting some of these keychains right now. Yes! Look at Patty. Ooh and ah. This is the one, though. This is the one that, in my mind, deserves all of the oohs and ahs. She's so pretty. I don't know if it's a she. I think it's more of a all-encompassing. So there we go. So this is going to be the next pattern. Like I said, I just have to get it written up. I've got all of my notes in my book over there for my different row numbers and everything. So I'll get this written up over the next couple of days and let you know when it is good to go. But I think it looks beautiful. Aw, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like it. Oh, that's so sweet to hear. Thank you. I'm really excited about this one. I think it's going to look beautiful. I still have to figure out what to do on the edges, but I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so now let us do some swoops on this little dude. Who hates and will sell me their Flash Metallics? That would be a good question on Christina's Facebook group, I think, because I think that's where the majority of people are that bought them. Now I'm going to try and do some small swoops here. That's what I want right there. Perfect. Perfect. All right, here we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get those flash metallics out again. I've got those same colors are still mixed, but I think I'll mix up a couple more with some pouring medium and have them ready to go. Because I think that they could be some fun. All right. So now we go here. Ooh! That was scraggly, wasn't it? There we go. All right, first one we'll deal with. It's gonna be all right. All right, so now we're gonna move on to orange. We're gonna see what we can do with the rest of this here. 9.2 thousand likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you. That's so kind. All right. This is so fun. Sometimes the small ones can be really, really fun, and sometimes they can be really frustrating. So when they are fun, go with it. But that can be said with anything that you're painting, right? Sometimes really large pieces can be really, really fun. Sometimes they can be really, really frustrating. Sometimes painting on ceramic can be really, really fun. Sometimes that can be really frustrating. So pay attention to whether you're enjoying it or not, and know whether to double down there for a little while. If you're enjoying it, take advantage of enjoying it. When it comes to swoops, the slower the better, okay? Take your time. If you're not getting the outcome that you want, when in doubt, slow down. Even if you're thinking you're going as slow as you possibly could. There are times where I literally move at a snail's pace when I'm doing a swoop. Okay? All right, let's go back here. If you're trying to do these overlapping swoops, and if you find that the paint kind of goes gummy, and like if this was starting to pull up some of the orange paint, then what my recommendation would be is to set it aside and let it dry fully before doing the next overlap. Doesn't always happen, but every once in a while it does. When it just gets to that really inopportune moment in the drying process. But it's there, right? Right, Jenna? We can't predict what we're gonna like on any given day either. It's frustrating as shit. Hi, Barb. How you doing? Way too much paint on that one. All right. So now we're going in with, which one? This one? Yes. All right. That ended up looking up like it spaced out pretty good. All right, so now we're going to go in and add gold detail. Time for some gold. All right, so I'm going in with my micro daughter. Super tiny. Super duper tiny. Barb, I was playing with UV resin and it worked well. Really, really, really well. I coated some keychains already and they're already cured and ready to be flipped over and paint the other side. It's so cool. All right. Let's keep going. I know, it's so exciting. I'll show them to you in a few minutes here. What's up, Audrey? You okay? Hey, sweetie. What are you doing? Oh, I missed the sunset tonight. I didn't even think about opening the blinds for that tonight. Okay, so we got the gold there. Now we're gonna do gold on top of the yellow. Now this gold looks really muddy and dull while it's drying, but it goes super duper shiny after it dries. And much more yellow. Much more actual gold color as opposed to this taupey brownish color. So once it starts to dry, you'll see that come out. And we're gonna go right here with one last little bit of gold before Maybe we should do one out here too. Yeah, let's do that. There. Oops. Oops. There. And there. Oops. All right. So there we go. Oh, she looks so pretty. I love it. I have a silver that does that. Looks really gray and muddy. Isn't that crazy? It's so bizarre how that happens. All right. Yeah, like this gold here is the same gold that I just painted with. Banana boat. Same with this one. This is the same gold that I just painted on there with. So that'll come out eventually. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. So this is now going to go and sit and it will dry, and then I will paint the other side. I will do a sealant, just a light coating of a sealant before I put the resin on to help reduce the bubbling like we had on this one. As Jenna so thankful that you pointed that out, that those little bubbles are likely from the wood, allowing releasing some air into the resin. So I'm going to start to do a little bit of a sealant on that before I do the UV resin. So let's just have a look at these for a sec. So we've got that one, and then I'll do another design on the other side. This one using the flash paints, which are friggin' gorgeous. That purple. They will be, once they're finished, I will list them on my website. Right now, like this one only has one side done. This one's actually a little tacky. So it might be, I don't know, might just be for how I was picking it up. Oh, just on the edge over here. I'll have to do an extra cure. So once both sides are done, this one needs the other side, this one needs the other side. Yeah, most of them need the second side painted. So I will eventually get them painted, and then I will list them on the website for sure. Yeah, really, really happy with that. And then this one. This is the one for Jan. And then this one. I am in love with some of them more than others, but they are all excellent. Oh, thank you. Yes, close my gold. Thanks, Donna. Hence this pot that's sitting out because I left it open and had to scrape out some paint. So again, not all ones that I am absolutely in love with. However, lots and lots and lots of clarity on these ones. I think I'd like to do some series of them, like a whole bunch in this color scheme, then a whole bunch in the greens, and then maybe a whole bunch in the teals, and just do a whole bunch of different designs and just kind of see how they go. Same with the flash paints. I really want to try more with the flash paints because, I think they're amazing. All right, so that is where we are at so far with those. So I guess we'll paint another one. So let me move these off to the side. This one I'm going to put under the UV light one more time because it's a little sticky. So I'm going to assume that putting it under for an extra time isn't going to hurt anything. Frig, I love that one. All right, that's the flash paint. So, and actually I'm going to put that one underneath again too. So those are the flash paints that I have mixed here. So let's have a look at the other ones and see what other colors we should get mixed up to play with. I feel like the pink has to come out, right? Like the pink has to. Like, I feel like we could do a huge rainbow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I want to do those same colors, but with the pink detail instead of the yellow. Or we could do the metallic phoenix color scheme. Aw, thank you, Bacon. That's so sweet. Bacon PDX. I don't know what that means, but thank you. The flash paint is, let me show you. So you can take a screenshot of it and get it off of Amazon. From what I understand, Flash is the brand. So you want to make sure you get the metallics and the multiple colors. Sorry, Tammy. Sorry I missed that and didn't get it right away. Ah, you like it, Donna? Thank you. Back in Portland. Oh, cool. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, if you want to take a screenshot of the flash. All right, so let's grab a couple more paint pots. So we've got the yellow. We now need to mix, and we've got the purple, so we need to mix up an orange and the red. So we've got red. I feel like it's not super dark though. So I don't know if that's gonna come back and bite us in the rear end. But we can always add a tiny bit of purple to it. Now, pouring medium. Do I have another one of those little suction thingies? Pipette. Do I? No, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. All right, so no, I'm gonna have to scoop. Rainbow would be beautiful too, eh? Yeah, I think I want to play with the flash paints on something bigger and do the rainbow with it. I'm thinking that I really want to perfect one of these color combos because I've got another box to paint, and I think that would be really, really cool. Are the flash paints in your test? Yes, I forgot to do them while we were on the live, but I did add them in today. Now, I mixed them and put them on the surface right away. And actually, that reminds me, thank you for that. I need to, now that the paints have sat for a little bit. So today I did, this was the Ohuhu Black. This was the metallic flash. So it was a little too much of the medium. Now this was folk art with just a tiny, tiny bit of the glass medium, and it's not dry yet, but it's really, really nice, and it's made this folk art a much more manageable paint to use. So I set them aside because sometimes just the stirring and the bubbles and everything kind of causes some problems. So let's try them again right now. And we will add on to our test here. So where can we do these ones? We'll do them over here. So let's see. So this is using Liquitex glass medium, and then this is the Flash Black metallic. Oops. So there's the Flash Black metallic. Now, when you use the Liquitex glass medium, it is going to make your paint significantly thinner. So one of our friends, Kathy, on the Facebook Live last night in Christina's group, let me know that she used just a tiny bit of the glass medium with multi-surface paints to help thin them down, and they worked out really well. So we're going to try some of that, but we're going to just test some of this first. So for now, we just want to see what sticks and what doesn't, right? So sorry if it's harder to see. The thing that I'm so wild over is how far of a line of walking dots that we can make. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's so friggin' cool. All right. So the idea here is that after you stir them and mix them up with the medium, they're going to have a lot of bubbles in them. So our friend David Benjamin did the experiment where he mixed up the paints, but then let the paint sit for a couple hours, and then dotted with them to see if the little tiny micro bubbles could be alleviated that way. So that's what we're trying as well. Now, if you're using a real thin paint that's going to move a lot, especially with these dots, you can see how these ones all pooled down on the end. You don't have to thicken this paint at all, but you can alleviate that just by sitting and constantly turning your mug until the paint starts to dry enough that the paint doesn't move. Okay, it's a pain in the butt, but it's an option if you need it or want it. Okay. So with the Flash and the Ohuhu, yes, I did do the 9:1 ratio. With the Folk Art in the pink, I didn't. I just used a little bit of the glass medium with the multi-surface. I'm basically testing, you know, when we add something to the Folk Art multi-surface, does it actually impact the adherence to the surface, right? So I know I missed a couple comments there. Bear with me 1 second. And I will come back and catch the experiment for sure, right? The sound is going out. Is it still going out, or are we doing all right? So I have a mug stand that I use most of the time when I'm painting mugs now that my friend Jennifer made for me. Unfortunately, I don't ever paint it and then let it go and sit somewhere to be able to let it sit on a mug turner. But yeah, that's totally possible. You could just do your large dots and then set them on the mug turner and Bob's your uncle, right? All right, so we'll see how these guys do. We're gonna test them and see how they work. So this is the black metallic in the Ohuhu. Again, just letting them sit for a few hours to try and get some of those little tiny bubbles out. So that was one thing that David made a point of saying, is that getting those little bubbles out seemed to do best when he was able to let it sit for a little bit after he stirred and mixed everything in. So we're going to try the pink again here. I hate those little bubble blowouts like that. Thankfully, they can usually be fixed. So this is the issue typically with folk art, right? Is they kind of peak in the middle. Now, what happens is, though, is normally folk art is a much sharper peak than that. Now, this still has a ton of bubbles in it. So this might not work the way we want it to. But we'll see. You never know. One of the things that we kind of have thrown around is that we might find that this stuff is good for just small dots and walking dots and swoops, right? Maybe it's not the best for these larger dots. So it's kind of, we're trying to figure out what's going to work and what's the best way that it's going to work. I do most things freehand. I usually wing it an awful lot. I don't typically have pre-planned stuff going on. Now, I have lately, because I've been doing a lot of patterns and picking previous designs to create patterns out of. But it's pretty unusual. Normally, I just wing it. So we're going to let this sit for a week, and then we're going to bake this, and then we're going to see how all of these paints over here do, and these ones over here, and we'll test the new batch and see how she looks. So this darker one, all of these ones. So we've done testing with not only with the Liquitex glass medium, But after adding the glass medium to regular paints, I'm also testing what happens when I add some heavy matte gel medium as well, hoping that I can thicken those paints back up again because they are so watery after adding that medium. But we'll wait and see what happens. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. That's so kind. I love you guys. You guys are so good. All right. So still lots of little tiny bubbles in here. Right? See all those little tiny ones? And that's after the paint sat for a while, so I don't know if the bubbles are going to come out and pop on their own. It feels like they're too tiny to try and pop. But, oh. Apparently I just have to do it through the camera to help me see them. Ooh, that's hard on the eyes. Sorry, guys. Oops. Can you imagine if this was covered like a chocolate chip cookie? That'd be a bitch and a half popping all those bubbles. But it's possible, so there you go. We don't have to be stuck with these bubbles. But I apologize, I can't see the comments right now, so if you have left a comment or a question, I will come back and catch up, I promise. I never want you guys to feel like I'm ignoring you. I will always come back and do my absolute best to scroll back through comments and make sure I catch whatever I missed. The key to this, I find, is having a dry tip of your tool to pop the bubbles. I feel like there's another one there, but I can't quite see it. There it is. Whoop. All right, well, that's a little better. So even if it means having to pick some one, you know what? That's a really good point because I'm too picky. I acknowledged it. I'm saying it out loud. I'm too picky. I need to let it go a little bit. And in my mind, bubbles was a flaw as opposed to exactly what you said, right? It's made by a human. It's not made by a machine. There's gonna be bubbles in paint because I'm doing this. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right, so this guy is gonna go on the shelf for about a week and then I will bake it. And we'll see how these paints hold up as far as durability is concerned. Thank you, back in Portland. You're so sweet. Thank you. All right. So let's mix up then. Let's mix up some more paints and the pouring medium, and we'll do a flash version of the Phoenix color scheme. This paint is very, very thick. Not in a good way. Some people have said that they've been able to dot right out of the jar with this stuff. So there is a lot of inconsistencies in the consistency of the paint. There's inconsistencies in the consistency. You're the same way? Oh, I'm glad I'm not alone, Jenna. But what can we do? What do we need to do? I feel like, I don't know. It's so different. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of purple in there. And I didn't remember that I need to grab my pouring medium. So let's grab the pouring medium and let's see what we can add in here. This is going to give some people a heart attack. It's okay, I promise. All right. I normally have a little pipette that I stir everything that I add that stuff with, but it is in the kitchen. So I added some purple to this red to try and make it into a deeper metallic red. Oh, and it worked. Yeah. Still gonna be too thick, but that's okay. We'll add in more pouring medium, but that looks good. So we will take these colors and we will do a small Phoenix inspired keychain. Phoenix design inspired keychain. Yeah, still too thick. Okay. That's a nicer red though. It's a little bit darker. All right, let's see what happens here. Consistently inconsistent, exactly. It is consistently inconsistent in the consistency. So just keep that in mind. If you order the flash paints, you might not need to go through all of this depending on what ones get to you. But just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so let's see here. Better, but I need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There we go. Oop. Oop. All right. So that little tiny bit of purple really did the trick. This is a much better red for the Phoenix design in the metallics. So what I found happened with the red, and it's what kind of happens with the blacks as well, is that they've got a lot of metallic in it to make it super shiny, right? So the blacks are going to have lots of silvers in the metallics. The reds are going to have some golds in the metallics. So it's going to have an impact, right, on how saturated that color is. So when you're dealing with a metallic, it's not going to be as saturated and it's not going to be as dark necessarily in some of the colors. So just, again, get used to experimenting. Make sure that you're comfortable with that because that's going to have such a big impact for you, right? All right. I'm getting braver pouring it out of this container. And I can always add some more of the paint in there if I need to. So what you're looking for in the consistency is when you stir the paint, when you pull the paint up like this, see that little peak that folds over and then disappears back into the paint? That's what you're looking for consistency. If that peak remains and doesn't just settle back into the paint, then your paint is too thick. If it disappears really quickly, your paint might be too thin. So that's what you're looking for. Thank you to Delicate Dots Andrea for teaching us that. All right, there we go. All right, so let's take a few minutes then and we will start another keychain with the Phoenix colors because we've got them all mixed now. Let's see. All right, so I gotta close these. Gotta close them, and I need to, draw guidelines on the next one. Okay, so start by, I'm just gonna burnish the edge, so again I can try to measure anyway. Now, I did the easy way before. I'm going to do the hard way this time. The hard way is something that I learned off of a video on YouTube that our friend Barb sent. That if you take 3 lines of any measurement that can easily be cut in half, easily divided in half. So this is 2 centimeters. Stop it. A stupid little ball. So this is 2 centimeters. So I can draw the 2 centimeter line and mark the middle. And then I can do that same length of a line anywhere else on this circle. Cut it in half. And then I could go here. Here, let's actually do it here. And ding, and ding. And then what we do is we draw a line perpendicular. And then where these 3 lines cross, this will be our center. So it's like the 3rd line is just another check to make sure you actually did get it into the center. Ding. So there is our center. I'm going to erase these lines. Sorry, I know I'm shaking the camera. And then in through that center, I am going to draw a line perpendicular there, and then I'm going to have my 2 perpendicular lines. So now I do a light erase of all of these lines because they have a waxy buildup that can impact the shape of your dots when you dot over top of them. So I do that, and then I'm going to grab a circle stencil to mark the spot for my center dot that I'm going to do. Mark the spot. All right, right there. We're gonna, you don't have to do this step. I do it because I find that it helps me to make sure that I'm staying right in the center a lot easier, but you definitely don't have to. All right, so Phoenix colors are, let's see. All right, so we're gonna start with the purple for our center dot. We're gonna go with a size, what, 9? 9. Size 9. Size 9. We're gonna stick with the purple, and we are going to do straight. We might just finish this before signing off, you guys. So I might stay on here just a little bit longer. Can't stay on too much longer, but I can do a little bit. Okay. Can you guys see this okay? I know it's hard to see with the reflection from, and it's so dark. We'll get another row in here in a sec. Okay. Row number 1. Now we go to the red. Just thinking, sorry. So my plan is that I'm going to let these dry for 24 hours before I put any resin on. That red looks good. That purple is friggin' amazing though. It's like the sapphire blue and the dark teal. All right, now we do orange. I'm still thinking, sorry. Let's do it like this one. All right, so we're gonna go with a DIY size 4. 4? Yes, 4. So we are gonna go with a 4 right here and here and here. Here. And now we will go with the yellow and start this one. No, I live near a big street. Just it's not a highway, but it is a busy street. And I've got my windows open. I try to have my windows open as much as possible just to get some actual fresh air in here. The orange is nice, huh? Metallic orange. There are some colors that you just don't find in most brands of paints, right? Like you don't find a metallic orange or a metallic yellow. Usually it's golds, right? Not an actual yellow. Same with oranges. Finding metallic oranges and nice metallic oranges has been very, very difficult. It's one of the draws that I found to these flash paints and to the Ohuhu brand. The Ohuhu brand is, we figure, kind of like an off-brand compared to the Arteza paints. It's ones that I was able to get significantly less expensive than the Arteza here in Canada anyway. But the big draw for both of those for me was the fact that it was so unusual to find a metallic orange and a metallic yellow. All right, so now I'm going back to orange. So we'll keep going for a couple more minutes here, you guys. I'm not going to stay on to finish it. I think that that's going to take too long. But we'll stay on for a couple more minutes here. And next we will do a row of red. And then finally a row of purple. This is going to end up being a very similar pattern to the green keychain that I did, only with different colors, which I really am having so much fun doing, taking the same design and just doing different colors. So this is fun. This is the one that I'm talking about there. So we're going to do a design just like that. Thanks, HM Fog. Lippy Laura, I'm in Alberta and you have me hooked. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. That's so wonderful. If you want to learn how to do this, I have some tutorials available on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist there. And I have a whole bunch of downloadable step-by-step tutorials. A whole bunch. I have 5. 4. So not a whole bunch. I've got 4 so far. The 5th one is going to be released in the next couple of days. But there are some downloadable step-by-step patterns available on my website. So this didn't work out for him to do a purple row, but we might still be able to. So let's see what we can do here. I think I have a do-over or a workaround for it, maybe. We'll see. So this is the color scheme of my newest pattern that's going to be released in a couple of days. Only I didn't do that pattern with the metallics. I'll give you guys a peek at the design here in a minute before we sign off. But this is the second keychain that we've painted tonight in this color scheme. But the other one was matte paints, and these are the metallics. So even though I won't have this one finished, we'll still take a look at the two of them side by side. Now I am going to do one more. I'm going to do one bit of purple here. I'm going to do this here. So we're going to start here. No, wrong size. Oops, what is that? Sometimes you pull the paint out of the container and you can see that something wonky is stuck on your tool. There we go. Oh, look at that purple stripe. I certainly can, Donna, for sure. Yeah, let me know if you run into any questions, Laura. I have a Facebook group as well where we share lots of stuff on there. So if you want to join that, you are more than welcome. Just make sure that when you go through the questionnaire that you be sure to note that you accept the group rules, okay? But otherwise, we'd love to have you. Come hang out with us. It's super, super fun. The key is to remember there is no right way or wrong way. It's what do you feel comfortable with and what do you have fun with. Okay? This is supposed to be fun, so follow that fun. For those of you who have been here long, know what I'm going to say next. If you follow the fun, the practice comes easy. And the more you practice, the faster your skill develops. Right? So this one will have more detail on it eventually, but for now, oh, we might be able to finish this. All right, let's just try a little bit more. Just a little bit. So if you're new to my page, my name is Jamie. It's nice to meet you. This has been my full-time job since the beginning of the pandemic. And I like teaching everybody how to do it. I make and sell my stuff as well. So whether you're a collector or a student or both, I'm glad you're here. And there is a place for you here. All right. I'm not loving it as much as I thought I would, but we'll get it finished and then we'll see if the love is still lacking. This is gonna hit the next level, I think, when the yellow gets added on here. I think that's gonna be the game changer. That's gonna be the one that makes this, I think. All right, so let's do the yellow. And then I will zoom out and we will take a look at the Phoenix pattern, which is going to be the next step-by-step pattern that I release in a couple of days. There are 4 available on my website right now. So this will be number 5. So I'll show you that one. I'll show you the box again and the other plate. Now the box and these terracotta plates that I've done are going to end up getting auctioned off. I have no sweet clue what I'm doing. No idea whether I'm going to do this on Facebook or Instagram or what's going to happen there, but we're going to give it a shot. See what happens. Oops. Still looks pretty. Definitely looks pretty. All right, we're going to use the yellow in the middle instead of going in with the gold. Yeah, that's not going to look great, but that's okay. Those purple dots are just too small. They don't need anything in between them. I would have been better to leave that one alone. It's going to look muddy from farther back. Never mind the fact that I managed to put them not even close to in the center between them, but that's all right. All right, we are almost done. And now I'm going to use the purple again. Okay, I need to wait until the rest of these dry because that's not... Oh, I just ruined it. Totally just ruined it. Shit. All right, well, let's pretend that I didn't ruin it. And I'll finish it just so we can look at the two side by side, and I'll redo this one. It's off center anyway. So that's okay. All right, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. Ding, ding, ding. It did come together fast, eh? I haven't yet, but that is on my list of things to do for sure. So, there's that one in all metallics. My issue here is that I did not wait for the paint to dry enough before doing those layers of swoops. And then here is one with matte finishes, along with the metallics on the side. So these are the same colors as the Phoenix design. So let's show you that. So this is the next step-by-step pattern that I'm going to release. It should be out in the next couple of days. It is a 9-inch pattern. Ding, ding, ding. Hi, Chris. Happy birthday tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing time at the concert. So this is going to be the next step-by-step pattern. I just have to write it up. It is called Phoenix. First time it was done, it was these inner 2 sections here that were done on an incense holder. So this 3rd section is new, but I friggin' love it. It looks absolutely wonderful. So this one is not out yet, but it will be out soon. And then this is the Elegance pattern. It works on flat. I did take all the photos with it on a mug, but it does work on a flat design as well. And it's a great single color design. So there's, like I said, there's 4 patterns already on my website, and then that Phoenix one will be the next to be released. You like the metallics better? That's the beauty of it, right? You can take the same colors and multiple different finishes and have something that looks completely different. I do love the purple in the flash, for sure. So if I had let those paints dry, we wouldn't have had that gummy mess, right? So that's all me. Thankfully, these clean off really easy. I can soak one of these in some water for about 20 minutes. This paint's going to scrape right off. I can paint over the base and then redo this again and let the paint dry properly so that I can get the effect that I want with that. So these are all going to be 2-sided keychains like this one. This one is the one side, and then that's the other side. So I'm going to resin both sides. And yeah, I think then we should be pretty close to good to go. So this UV light, I'm just putting another one under there to see if it cures a little bit better. This is another one that we did. Look at how beautiful that is. So exciting. So the keychains aren't on the website yet. They are still very, very, very brand new, but I will be making a whole bunch of them very soon, and I will keep you posted, I promise, as they become ready to be released on the shop. So keep an eye for that. I'm going to be live on Instagram tomorrow from 1 to 3. If you want to come and hang out with me there, we'll probably work on some more keychains. Oh, and I needed to show the box. So sorry. Hold on. Oh, hi. Oh. All right. So this is a box that I bought from Dollarama here in Canada. Normally, these boxes at Dollarama have a cutout in here for a photo insert. And this one didn't, so that's why I bought it. Because I was so excited that that it didn't have the photo cutout. So this one, it has some gold buckles that'll go. So we've got gold hinges that'll be on the back side, a gold buckle that'll latch on here. I'm going to be buying some satin and some batting, and I'm going to create like little inserts in here that are easy to remove so you can kind of clean it out, but it's going to be satin on the inside. And then this is going to be the first ever item to be auctioned off by Mandala Love Affair. So that's going to be this guy. So we're gonna play with that. I have no idea how that's going to go. Oh, thank you, Donna. That's so sweet. So, yeah, we're going to play with that. We're going to see what happens with an auction. So, I'm super, super excited for that. But, again, this is still kind of a couple of weeks away probably. So just stay tuned to keep an eye on my posts. I will put up a ton of warning. That is a promise. So, thank you again so much for coming to hang out with me tonight. I'm glad that you were able to stay a little bit longer than we had originally planned. This was really, really fun, you guys, and I'm so glad that I got to try this out with you guys first. And, yeah, if you're around tomorrow, come and hang out with me on Instagram for a couple hours from 1 to 3 Eastern tomorrow afternoon. And downloadable patterns are available on my website. Hand-painted mugs are available on my website. Of course, the links are in my bio for all of that sort of stuff, as well as my Facebook group and my YouTube channel, all that good stuff. So anything that you need is all in there, including if you ever need to get a hold of me, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here and showing me all of this love. 12,000 likes. You guys are absolutely rock stars. I love ya, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.